Welcome everyone to points event number 5. Now, this is going to be a very tricky one. For one, my number 1 competition, Arthur, he got new wheels and tires, got some lightweight wheels and some fresh, fancy Yokohama racing tires. We'll see about that. Second part is, if you could tell, it's very gloomy. Now, the first group already ran. We only did 2 runs, and then now we're only going to get 2 runs to put in the best time we can, because there's a cloud of rain coming, and probably in the next hour or so, a downpour is going to come. So what we're going to have to do is do the first run. I'm going to have to go pretty quick, get the tires up to temperature, adjust the pressures, and then put it all on the line on the second run. My second run will have to be my fastest run of the day, because after the rain comes, that's all she wrote. Got 2 runs to win this. We'll see. Should be fun, but the afternoon's going to be raining. We'll see how she does. Wish me luck. Alright guys, so this is my first run of the day, and this is where I made my first mistake and threw away the lead. So everything's going great, and it all happened in this one section. So let me pause the video here, and you will see 3 sets of 3 cones apiece. This was an option slalom, either right hand or left hand, up to you. The whole time when I walked this part of the track, I probably walked it at least 3 times, and I kept thinking, left hand side will be smoother for me to carry more speed. But then after watching everybody go on the first set of runs, most of the quick guys were going on the inside. Now my mistake was, those are small and light cars. Mine's big and heavy, and for me it'd been easier to carry more speed as I was thinking. I watched Arthur's run, and he did the same line I was thinking of doing, and he shaved off a huge amount of time following that line, because I had to cross back over and I had to get on the brakes more, and this is where I threw it away. good. So I just got done working out there. It is very, very wet. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make up much of any time in the rain, so the second half is just going to be more for fun. I did end up in second, unfortunately. There's not much I could do now besides have some fun. I will experiment a little bit, and I'm going to try sports mode and traction control, see if it does me any good. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Maybe it will help me manage wheel spin a little bit on this really, really wet surface. That was quite fun. That was fun. So what did we learn? Well, for one is don't give in to peer pressure, kids. I lost probably nearly a second taking the wrong line on that first dry run. I made two mistakes in that one section. That one section cost me the win, absolutely, because everything else I did pretty well, and I could have maybe shaved off hundreds through the rest of the run. But that first double slalom, the turnaround comeback thing, that's where I lost all my time. I mean, I shaved off 0.8 of a second just taking half of the correct line and making two mistakes in it. And if I would have just gone with my hunch, what I thought was the right line to take from the beginning, any mistakes I would have made, I could have cleaned up on my second run. It's kind of uncharacteristic of me to do something like that. I usually get my lines in pretty quick and then I just shave off time throughout the event. So I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, even though I really shouldn't be. We were still way up there. I mean, Arthur with his run that ended up beating me was the fastest street car of the event. So, and I wasn't that far off him. I was something like 6-7 off him. So I'm still in the fight. There isn't much I can do besides just work on my driving. The car, as it sits, is where it can be in class. If I were to change anything on the suspension, I looked into stiffer shocks, that's an option, but anything else would bump me out of class. Some Bilstein shocks would be barely an increase in performance and would cost me over $1,000. So to me, it's not worth it. I'll just have to dial in my driving. That's what I'm gonna have to do. A bit of good news is on one of the other videos, one of the organizers of the events of the club actually commented, and he cleared up some points stuff for me. And out of the 9 events that we will run throughout the year, 2 of them get deleted, 2 of your lowest times. That being said, my first event that I never went to will be a goner, and one of my second places, either at the second event or at this one, will be a goner. Now, I will have to sit there and pretty much win the rest of the season to keep my hopes alive, but in reality, right now I'm 9 points behind in the championship, I think. Like I mentioned, I have nothing to be mad about. Our times were really high up there. There are cars that I had no business in beating. If I wouldn't have made those mistakes, I would have been way higher, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, but you live and you learn. As mentioned before, Antonio came out, and he has been a great friend coming out, helping record, just being moral support. So once again, thank you, Antonio. Thank you for helping me get footage and just keeping me company throughout these events. So I really appreciate it. That makes all the difference, is to have support out there the day of. The next event is only, again, a couple weeks away, and I'll just have to really focus on my driving. No messing around. I'll really actually have to focus and try to iron out and do the best I can. The next event is a night event, so that should make things interesting and different, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. As comes for the 190E, there's some updates coming that way as well, so stay tuned for that. That's it for this video. I'll wrap it up here. Please comment, like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. Thanks for watching.